Hey guys, I'm in north central Wyoming at the site of the Fetterman Fight. When I was growing up, this was called the Fetterman Massacre, but now it's probably more appropriately called the Fetterman Fight. It's also known as the Battle of the Hundred in the Hands, which is, in my opinion, the coolest name. That was the name the Indians gave this battle. But this was a battle fought in December of 1866 during Red Cloud's War. And basically what happened here, there was a fort, Fort Phil Kearny, and Indians had been attacking sort of harassing the U.S. troops stationed there. Some of the Indians felt that the U.S. had violated a treaty by building forts along the Bozeman Trail. And so they were harassing sort of, people that were going out of the fort and things like that with the intent of drawing these men out of the fort. And in December of 1866, they were successful in drawing a party of soldiers out of the fort. And so one of those Indians who was acting as a decoy to draw those soldiers out was Crazy Horse. Crazy Horse is obviously famous for the Great Sioux War and the Battle of the Little Bighorn, but he was also here during Red Cloud's War. And as these Indians, led by Crazy Horse, drew out a company of white soldiers, it was 81 soldiers under the command of William Fetterman. And Fetterman was warned not to go out of sight of the fort, but he did. He pursued Crazy Horse and these other Indians over a mountain, and basically on the other side of the mountain was a large party of Sioux, Arapaho, and Cheyenne warriors. And Fetterman and all of his men were killed, which is why for a long time this was called the Fetterman Massacre. But they were at war. These were not innocent civilians that were killed. These were soldiers, and they had gone out with the purpose of killing those Indians. So it probably is more appropriate to call it the Fetterman Fight. But the Indians called it the Battle of the Hundred in the Hands because an Indian prophet had foreseen the outcome of the battle before it took place. And he said that he saw his hands reaching down and scooping up, 100 men, which was pretty accurate. So pretty cool place, beautiful country here. It's very cold. It's windy. I don't know if you even can hear me talking because of the wind, but pretty cool story as part of our nation's history. The Indians do go on to win this war. The U.S. would eventually abandon these forts. But of course, 10 years later, we have the Great Sioux War, and of course, Crazy Horse will be an important player in that war as well. But let's look around and see some of these sites from here. All right, so Fetterman and his men would have come over that ridge, and they would have been attacked where we're standing right here. The fort would have been on the other side of that ridge. So you can imagine when Crazy Horse and those other decoys rode over that ridge and came in this direction, and the U.S. troops followed, they would have been out of sight of the fort and unable to get reinforcements from the fort.